This is Dolany TV, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Edmonton Oilers discussion. And oh, you thought it was going to be a long day. Well, I hope you got 10 minutes to spare here for a couple of thoughts on that Connor McDavid documentary. As finally, at long last, you know what? I think out of anyone, Ken Holland has the full story as to what went on with Connor McDavid and his injury, his PCL injury that my goodness, guys, that's a crazy story. And you know what? The first thing I'm going in as I'm watching that documentary, the first minute, right, is you're thinking, man, it's going to be some kind of miracle that Connor McDavid ended back up on the ice in time for game number one of the 2019 season, and he got it going, and he's back to full form, leading the league in scoring at the All-Star break. That thing or this thing or the other thing. But let me tell you, the one thing you don't expect going into that kind of a story is just how much hard work went into that. That was 179 days of rehab for Connor McDavid. 1,000 plus hours. So let's just go with the 1,000 mark divided by 179. You're talking 7 days a week, a minimum of 5.5 hours of work Connor McDavid put in to be ready to go October 2nd, 2019 against the Vancouver Canucks. So an incredible story, and obviously if you watch the documentary that just aired on Sportsnet, it's just whatever it takes, right? And that was a very, very good title for this, because Connor McDavid went through skating coaches, through core coaches, through every kind of gymnastic coaches, every kind of coach, like 3, 4 different, 5 different doctors, if I've got it counted, 6 actually, if I remember. There was one that was mentioned once, and that's it. And you just sit there and you look at that, and guys, like, you know what, yeah, okay, this guy's an elite level athlete, playing at the professional level, making $12.5 million a year, this, that, and the other thing as well. But look at that, that is just, I'm sorry, no matter who you are, what you do, to go through that on a human being level, and we'll have these kind of discussions next week as Bell Let's Talk heats up, but just the mental game of that, the mental side of that, right? And they talked quite a bit about it heavily in the first little while in the lead up to when Connor McDavid's doctor that was kind of staying with him got him back on the ice with his dad. The mental game was the full thing that was the whole wild card. How is Connor going to sit here and deal with this whole, well, injury, rehab, worry of the constant threat of, you know what, today we're going to need surgery. Today this MRI is going to show we're going to need surgery. Tomorrow we're going to need surgery. Tomorrow we're going for surgery. That kind of deal. And Connor McDavid, guys, like, I mean, we know him as fearless, as a leader out there. That's why he wears the C for us, is he's an absolute true competitor. He goes out there 100%, 110. I know a lot of people hate the 110% because you can only give 100%, but like, I don't know. You, me, or anyone else goes out there in that situation and tries to give 100%. I really don't know if it happens. And even other NHL players, guys, that's a freaky thing to walk in. So Connor McDavid goes through opinion number one. Obviously, opinion number one in professional sports, at this major of an injury to this major of a player, you're always going for a second opinion. The second opinion, surgery now, sooner the better. We got to get this going. Well, well, unfortunately, the way it was worded, Connor McDavid didn't want to hear that. So he goes for the third opinion in Los Angeles and gets it done. Gets the, hey, you can rehab this with hard work and determination. And I'm sorry, that's absolutely nuts what followed, and just kind of getting the inside lens on that. Now, what I want to do, obviously, get back to kind of my whole side of this story, is having been there at the Scotiabank Saddledome April, what was it, 6th? Yeah, we end the season April 4th. It's April 6th that Connor McDavid goes sliding into that post, and I don't know. You can see pretty much one entire side of the Saddledome. I don't know if you'd be able to see the press level. I didn't get a good look. It was like a split second that they had that shot in there of Connor McDavid sliding into the post at ice level that showed the crowd all the way up. But I'm sure somewhere in that mass of people, you can see a very, very shocked, dismayed, distraught, whatever word you want to use, look on my face up there in the press level, because let me tell you, she did not look good in the building. And then you get this whole story, and she did not look good at all till pretty much it was confirmed that it was good to go. And it wasn't confirmed it was good to go till it just went. That's the crazy part here. So Connor McDavid's doctor gets him back onto the ice, and immediately, as you saw in the documentary, Connor McDavid gets back to being Connor McDavid. Like, you know, like how a fish takes to water, that's what Connor McDavid did to the to the ice. And I mean, Gary Roberts said it best. He's like, no, 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 right? Like, you shouldn't be doing this as soon as you just hit the ice. But Connor McDavid, not to be denied. And I think that serves very well to what he's already done this season, guys. Leading leading the NHL in points with 76 at the All-Star break, 27 goals, 49 assists. So that's the stupid part. Take away the goals, and Connor McDavid's still averaging a point per game just based on assists. And I mean, the power play specialist, all that. But guys, the thing is, this was a leg injury. This was pretty much what could have totally destroyed a knee. Every piece, cartilage, muscle, meniscus, whatever you want to say, any part of your knee. And I don't know my knee as well as Connor McDavid now knows his knee as well. But let me tell you, those diagrams on the documentary, like, I'm sorry, that looked like every part of his knee. His tibia, I believe it was also fractured. Like, I'm sorry, that's literally everything you could possibly have wrong with your knee was wrong with Connor McDavid's knee. And okay, I'm not saying that this should have never happened. You should have never rehabbed. Like, this was too no. What I'm saying is it is absolutely downright incredible, absolutely mind blowing, based on how they hyped this all up in the documentary, that this guy could be and is leading the NHL in scoring at the All-Star break. That's a stupid stat. That's a Connor McDavid kind of stat, but I'm sorry. I'm very, very much so at a loss right now just to kind of comprehend what I went through. I should have wrote some notes down, but I wanted to give you a raw, honest reaction. And this literally, the end credit, the credit that rolled saying thanks to the NHL for additional footage, that's where I started hitting the record button. As you see, I had to turn down the volume on the Sportsnet broadcast that came in afterwards. But total shock, guys. This is unreal. And I mean, okay, this is kind of the hard debate, right? Is, well, Connor McDavid gets paid $12.5 million. Of course he's going to do whatever it takes to get back to earning $12.5 million. Well, here's the thing. Let's talk not about the money. I know I love talking about the cap hit, the money, whatever you want to say, but here's what it comes down to. Is Connor McDavid comes into this season and this Oilers team starts electric. And I'm sorry, maybe one thing without this documentary in hand on October 2nd that we missed is this team has come together for Connor. Because, guys, had he elected for surgery, the season was more than in doubt. So, that said, the season being in doubt, this is a steal. This is Connor McDavid had Father Time come in and April 6, 2019, take an entire season, potentially his entire hockey career, away from him. Connor McDavid gets opinion number 1, opinion number 2, opinion number 3, plans the heist, goes in there over the course of the summer into the time vault, guns a-blazing, and steals this year back from Father Time. And that's an absolute unreal thing. Not many athletes get the chance to do that, right? You think about, is it Kevin Durant with the Brooklyn Nets now? He's owed after battling, trying to make a difference in the championship against the Raptors last year with the Golden State Warriors, and he ain't doing anything this year. Well, you know what? You can compare apples to oranges all you want, but Connor McDavid sits here with an even, well, probably a little bit scarier of an injury, or just as scary of an injury, and he was playing opening night going hard as possible. And I like what they put in the kind of stat sheet of Connor McDavid's rehab is he pioneered multidimensional rehab training for this, which is just absolutely unreal to think that, you know what, we're this lucky to have this guy on our team. We're this lucky to have this guy be this much of a competitor, to basically put it all on the line, right? Rehab, risky option, surgery, guaranteed what's going to happen in terms of missing time, but just a risky option as well. Two bad options, takes one that's kind of less proven, gets out there and gets it done. And my goodness, guys, we've got the leading goal scorer in the NHL at the All-Star break, and we're talking a playoff spot at the All-Star break as well. And we are checkmark pretty much, 9 months, 10 months after the injury, and we are countdown about 2 and a week or so away from the season ending in terms of months. So nuts how time flies, because let me tell you, there was a time I did say Connor McDavid would not play in training camp. He did that. I did say Connor McDavid needs to be careful with this. Well, Connor McDavid was Connor McDavid. He wasn't careful. He was going 100%, and he got the job done, guys. Anyways, I'm still in disbelief. I'm going to let you get to bed now, and I'm going to go crash out, because today's been a real long day, a day that wound up watching the All-Stars competition, and I don't know why I bothered with that when there was a Bakersfield Condors game I should have watched. So I'm going to try and get to bed for that and watch that in the morning as well. Guys, I'm Tyson. This is Stall TV. I am up on out of here.